morning, Green Rising Queens and Goddesses. As I continue to talk about the pests that are in the garden, and I also saw a wonderful post this morning about certain types of dust to dust your plants with. And that goes back to however you want to do your garden, whatever that's a benefit to you. But please be cautious about what particular dust that you're using to dust your plants because a lot of it is toxic. And what I'm saying by toxic is just that um, one of the issues is that my grandmother used to tell me that if a bug don't eat it, then you have no business eating it. And so with that being said, a lot of stuff that we use can be toxic to our health. And I'm speaking from experience. And I ended up with a rare disease called interstitial cystitis, where I'm allergic to food. See, food, why? That sounds crazy. Because I wasn't in charge of my food at the time. I was buying my food, conventional food, from grocery stores and stuff like that. And of course I still do. But now I'm more alert and aware of what I'm eating because we let other people, I guess, give us our food to meet supply and demand, and you don't know what they're doing with that food. You don't know what they're spraying, what chemicals they're using uh, uh, to make sure that we have pretty, pristine apples and beautiful green, dark, waxy cucumbers and so on and so on. So, with that being said, you have a responsibility to yourself. You can control what you put on your plants. And as I had mentioned in the comments on that post, that when you're using toxic chemicals, you have to remember that there is a lot that's happening. It's just not about killing the bugs, also, but also one of the things that is taking place that not only you're killing the bugs, you're killing the birds that eat those bugs. You're killing the worms that live under the ground to help fertilize your plant, help aerate that plant. So use some caution. It took me a while because I lost two dogs behind fertilizers. It took me two deaths of some of my favorite animals to realize this stuff was bad. I was fertilizing my backyard, and this is, of course, decades ago. And one of my dogs um, was accidentally put outside the house one weekend when it was raining, and I had went out of town and come back. My dog was sick. Well, the dog was thirsty, and it drank the runoff from the rain, which was filled with fertilizer. So I learned that the hard lesson, and also until you see the death of an animal where the inside of their body becomes gel-like because of the fertilizer that you use and pesticides. So that kind of forced my hand, and then it's like when certain things keep showing themselves to you. It took a disease for me to completely switch over. So if the universe is lining up things for you, pay attention to that. And we're all, novice here to the earth. We all hear that people that I feel that are gardeners or a special breed of people because that's an ancestral spirit from days of creation that has been instilled, embedded in you. So then you become the keeper of the earth. The earth is the largest and the only garden that you will ever know, and you are a gatekeeper, you're a garden keeper to pass that history down from person to your children and so on. That type of history will outlive us all. It keeps the earth, Mother Nature, her elements, her children, beings all safe. And you are one of those beings, so you should have also remember to stay safe. I know I'm going about over a little bit of my time, but I just wanted to make sure that you understood how important it is to make sure that you learn about the life that's in your garden. You are the gatekeeper of your garden. Everything thrives and wait on you to 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 know every intricate, every leaf, every foliage, every flower, every fruit, every vegetable. These things are living. As you know, you create your garden, Every year your garden changes. You may add more things to it, take things out. You may see plants that work, some that don't, some that grow, some that grow well, some that take off because it's living. Your garden breathes. Your garden is the lungs of the earth. And as you breathe, you breathe. It breathes the same. The garden breathes the same elements that you breathe in, carbon and feldspar and all the cosmic stuff that's in the air. That's you. And don't you find it amazing that these wonderful plants that come out of the ground, that when you die, you return to the ground and you also become fertilizer? Think about that. The earth is constantly evolving, claiming back its children. It allows us to be here for a moment. Be conscientious, if you can, about what goes out in your garden. Just remember, as I said before, I cannot reiterate it enough. And yes, there's a lot. I have to have some type of class or something to go over all the details about what you can use. But for right now, you can use certain flowers. There are certain flowers that give off certain chemical reactions naturally that will stave away insects, like lavender and lemongrass and marigolds, and plant basil between tomatoes, plant marigolds between your collard greens, plant lavender and lemongrass and citronella plants between your other plants. Plant garlic. I actually have a rose bush that I have oh my God, I lost my train of thought. Chives growing around the rose bushes because I harvest my roses and I use them for products as well. But also just remember, there are some good stuff out there. Read the directions. Google information and do your research. Just don't trust everything that you see on a bag. This stuff is killing us, and now you have the opportunity. Take care of yourself. Y'all have a blessed Thursday, and much love to you all. I appreciate y'all so much. Don't forget who you are in the garden. That's where Eve came from, right? All right. Y'all have a great day.